Hello, yarn lovers, yarn people, yarnaholics. Thank you very much for clicking on my video. Today, I would like to talk a little bit about blown yarn, which is a kind of yarn that I love. I absolutely love blown yarn for several reasons. And I have three, I think, completely different types to look at. I also have a very keen dog who would love to come up and rip them all into pieces, but I will try to stop that from happening. So the three type of, what is blown yarn? Let's start with that. So what is blown yarn? I think it's relatively new. It's, although I might be wrong with that, but it is normally a cotton or polyester tube, like a net, that they blow all sorts of different fibers through. So the fiber gets basically just like blown through it, and that creates usually a little bit chunkier but extremely light, fluffy yarn. And I love everything about light, chunky, fluffy. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I absolutely love. Opa, sorry, Olivia. So I've got three types that I would love to look at. This is Olivia. And Olivia loves yarn as well, but she works really slightly differently than normally what I tend to do. So the first type of yarn that I would like to look at is Yarnsmiths Pebel Haze, which is these guys here. I've got quite a few different colors and shades, and I've got a project that I've already made, so we're going to have a look at that. The second that we're going to look at is Drops Air. Amazing. That is an absolutely beautiful yarn that I love so much. Again, I've got a half-finished project that we can have a look at it. And third, last but not least, this is Rico Painted Power, a totally different type of blown yarn, but roughly have all the same attributes than the others. So if you want to work with blown yarn, want all the luxury that it gives you, because I think it's quite luxurious yarn, but you don't want to pay too much, then I would say try Yarnsmiths Pebel Haze. Yarnsmiths is the yarn from Woolwear House. So basically, the lovely people in Woolwear House decided to come out with their very own brand of yarn, and that's Yarnsmiths. And if you want a lovely yarn that competes in any way with all the others but doesn't break the bank, always check out Woolwear House Yarnsmiths, because it genuinely is great. So I'm sure you've already noticed in the videos, I love purples, I love blues, I love greens, I love all of that. So this is Pebel Haze. When I bought this, a 50-gram ball, which is about yay big, cost, and it's 100 meters, so quite decent, was £1.82, 92. Olive, no. Olivia is obsessed with Drops Air. So this has got all kind of gorgeous colors. I think it was inspired by kind of like semi-precious stones and things like that, which is very nice. So lovely, light. This is cotton and acrylic. So the fluff that they blew through this yarn is actually acrylic. And I think that makes it a bit cheaper. They also have it in very large self-stripping balls. So that is also the Pebel Haze. Absolutely gorgeous. So of course I got myself these colors. What I can say about this yarn, it's a number 5 needle. It's just gorgeous. It is beautiful. So I went crazy and I knitted an enormous, Olivia, please. I knitted an enormous cardigan out of this. This will be a cocoon cardigan, but you can see that the colors just absolutely, like, they just sort of happen. It kind of bleeds into, you know, one color and then bleeds into the other color, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. This is going to be a large cocoon cardigan. It's surprisingly light. So I think I used 2 large balls, and at the moment a 200-gram ball is like £7.50, which is incredible because they come in 50-pound balls. So I mean, you guys can do the maths. It's much cheaper than anything anywhere else. Thank you, Olivia, for taking part. Thank you so much for taking part. I will be later on. We will talk about dog jackets, not in this particular video, but we've got some little dog jackets and cardigans that we can discuss as well. So, first blown yarn, the budget version. Nevertheless, it is soft. It's got a little bit of a fluffy halo. It is beautiful. You can put it in a washing machine. I don't know, probably. Well, I think it says you can even tumble dry it. Wonderful. If you want a little bit of luxury, you don't want to spend too much, Wolverhouse Yarnsmiths Pebel Haze. Great. Now the second one is an absolutely gorgeous, luxurious alpaca, little bit of wool yarn, and that is Drops Air. And I mean, what can I say, guys? I mean, it is just so fantastic. This was a new ball, but Olivia worked with that just an hour ago. So at the moment, it's a little bit fuzzy, but you can see it's super fuzzy. There is lots of, the alpaca is very, very soft and fuzzy and beautiful. You can quite well see the tubing in that. This yarn is exceptionally light, and I actually crocheted about 95% of a cardigan, and it was still the nicest, softest thing with the most drape that I have ever crocheted. I then started to frog it down. It wasn't the easiest thing to do, but I might just finish it. But here it is, guys. So I don't know how well you can see it. Olivia, please give this back. This is a beautiful, light cardigan, even though it's crocheted. It's just the softest thing ever. Olivia, please, darling, please give it back. The softest thing ever. And this is about the only one that I would sort of like crochet out of and still wear it. Still be happy to wear it. So I think what I might do, I might just finish it. I did take off a fair bit, but that's the difference between knitting and crocheting, by the way. When you decide to frog down, you know, when you decide you don't want something you've knitted, you take it off the needles, you're done. With this, I think I'm going to finish it. I mean, it depends on Olivia as well, how much she's obsessed with Drops Air. I massively recommend Drops. I also very much like Drops Ethos and Ethics, which I talked about it in the last video. I think they're a very ethical company. All of their yarn comes very much, you know, up to like the highest standards, non-toxic and all the rest of it. I think they have like a co-op in South America. I mean, all together. And this dog, by the way, has had a big walk today, and she ran, she's done everything. Now, the third yarn that I would like to talk about, which is really quite exceptional and quite amazing, and I love it, is Rico Painted Power. Paint Power? Maybe it's Paint Power. I don't have any more of the, unfortunately, of the wrapping, because I'm nearly finished with this cardigan. Now, this is an absolutely featherlight. Again, I'm doing the blue colors. This is called Ocean. This is another self-stripping yarn. This has got a core. This has got a cotton or polyester core that is actually that is like rubber. So this yarn is super soft, super flexible. It's got the most amazing, beautiful, wonderful fuzzy halo on it. I mean, it is really absolutely special. It's a huge pleasure to crochet it or knit it. Like I said, I prefer to knit, but I'm gonna have some crochet projects coming up. Actually, a couple of pillowcases and a few bags that I will share with you guys. But for now, I just think I'm going through my cardigan phase, and this is what's happening. This is about £8 for a 300 gram ball. No, 100 or 150 gram, basically 300 meters. So it's quite a lot. You get it for I think it's 150 grams. 300 meters, that's a lot of yarn, guys. That's quite a lot. So I think I need 3 balls to make a nice big cardigan, a big one that, you know, you can sort of like live in size. So I think that's decent, but it is on the more expensive side. Drops Air is 50 gram for about 150 meters, and that's about £5 something. So it is more expensive, but I have to say that it's absolutely worth every penny, because it's just the most luxurious. And Pebble Haze for the money you pay, you guys, this is such a gorgeous, beautiful, still luxurious yarn, and I'm knitting this as a Christmas present. So give Pebble Haze or give Yarnsmiths altogether a try, because for the price that you can get it, it's absolutely amazing. I'm a massive fan of Woolwear House as it is. I think it's a couple who started it, a British business, a small business, not one of the huge, big sort of like chains. So I love them for that and for coming out with their own gorgeous, beautiful yarn, which I think is very brave. So this is just a quick overlook of blown yarn, why I like it. I can't come up with any reason why I wouldn't like it, basically. I'm a big fan. I will go through these projects a little bit later on, one by one, once they're ready. But as you can see, I tend to start an awful lot of things, and finishing it is a different story, but I do finish them eventually. If there is anything more, if you would like me to make a video about any of these yarns in more detail, go through it more, I will do that. I plan to talk about them in slightly more detail, but I think Olivia needs reassurance. I still love you. That's special. So this is all about blown yarn. I am expecting an ice delivery. It's not going to be a huge unboxing because I've just ordered more of the soft feed air, which is what this poncho is made of. I will show you this poncho, guys, but it's not an unmitigated success because it turned out about 3 times the size of what I wanted, but it's just the softest, most beautiful thing. So I'm gonna get some more of that, and I ordered another yarn called Monaco. Very excited about that. Have 50% polyester chain yarn. Chain yarn is another one I'm going to talk about in a different video. Rico has some amazing chain yarn, so there is still lots more to talk about. For now, I will leave it at that. I think the dog wants to play. But I will be back with the next video shortly. Take care, guys.